Hi everybody. So something to consider if you're taking the test in your car, and that's fine, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but do consider making sure the car's roadworthy. And what I mean by that is have a walk around your car, check that the tyres are actually in good condition, they're not below the minimum tread depth, which is 1.6 millimeters, and making sure that the back of the car has got no damage to it, so you can see the indicator lights, the brake lights, that's not kind of missing, it's not cracked or something's missing, no bulbs missing. And also make sure the doors can shut and open, make sure head restraints are in place, the seat belts work. When you start the engine, make sure there's nothing on the dashboard, no warning lights that shouldn't appear, because the examiner's not going to be happy with you. They're going to say, well, we can't take that because it's saying the ABS sensor's not working, or someone else, like there's a problem with the engine management lights come on. So make sure that all these things are safe in your car. And also, I know this is going to sound silly, make sure you got valid MOT, insurance on the car, and tax on the car. Because when you drive into that driving test centre in the UK, the examiner's going to check with their iPad while they're outside of your car. Is this your car? Yeah, it is. And while they're typing the details, the iPad's checking for valid insurance, valid road tax for your car. So if it's not, they're soon going to say to you, I'm sorry, I can't take you. Your road tax ran out last month. You're not legally okay to go on the roads. So check these things before you even get to the test centre. And one other thing, I'll just grab that off there. I can just clip off. Bring an interior mirror for the examiner. No, you don't have to, but it's, they're not dear. And if you're practicing in your car, you might as well put an interior mirror in there. Let's put that down. You might as well put an interior mirror in the car for the passengers so they can see what's behind them, and it'll be safer for them. And also for the examiner, because it does say bring an interior mirror and make sure you've got L plates on the front and back of the car, so that it's legally roadworthy at that point. If you haven't got an interior mirror and you don't bother to buy one, then that's your choice. The examiner's going to have to realise when they get to the car, got no interior mirror, they're going to go back to the test centre and they're going to get an interior mirror. You never know, they might be a bit naffed off about it. I don't know the answer to that one. And people can say in the comments, well, they shouldn't be naffed off. Well, you should be providing an interior mirror. It does say on the booking. So they'll provide one if you haven't got one, but if you don't bring one, that's fine. And obviously on the driving test, 40 minutes it's going to take you driving around. 40 minutes of concentration, 40 minutes of that examiner assessing you. Not 30 minutes, 40 minutes all the way. So concentrate, make sure you can do all the manoeuvres pretty well. Make sure you can pull over safely in a safe place, convenient and legal. And you can pull off safely using observations, signal if you need to. Okay, make sure that you're good at your roundabouts. You understand spiral roundabouts. If you don't, I'll put a link at the top there in the description, and how spiral roundabouts work to help you. And the questions, the show me tell me questions. If you don't know what the show me tell me questions are, I'll put in the description, I'll put a link to a video that might help you at the same time. So remember these things and practice them. And when you're driving around, one of the biggest faults people do is they'll take risks because they think, I can make that. So just drive sensibly, drive safely, because that's what the examiner wants to see, not a crazy person. And remember what I said at the beginning, the test lasts 40 minutes. So if you think you're doing fine and you see the test centre a mile away because you recognise the road that you're on heading back to test centre, at that point you're still on your driving test. So keep focused, because surprisingly near the test centres there's usually a few tricky bits, like a hill start or a tricky junction or a tricky little roundabout that gets busy, or driving to test centre you've got to be careful because there could be people coming out who on the test who are a couple minutes ahead of you. So be watching out for that. And when you do park up at the test centre, be prepared to finish it off correctly, you know, because the examiner's going to say to you, park up, and the might say to you, park up in that space there and secure the car when you're finished. So once you've stopped, handbrake, neutral, engine off at that point, yeah, and then you're finished. And then the examiner's going to say to you, I'll only be a minute, I've got to do a little bit of paperwork. And then they'll say to you, well done, you passed. Congratulations, you're a qualified driver. They'll take your license off you, or they'll ask you for the license. Now, if you need your license for whatever reason, because it's your 18th birthday the next day and you want to keep your license on you, then you're going to have to get a form from the post office to fill in, send your license off at that point. But if you let the examiner send it off, they'll get it back to you within 2 weeks usually with a brand new license, a pink one. Now, if you don't pass, obviously you're going to be a bit distraught. I do say to people, pass or fail, don't drive home. Let the person next to you drive home, your passenger or your supervisor or the instructor. Don't try and drive home. Now, if you do pass, quite important, because you're driving around in your car at that point, when you do pass, your insurance is going to be invalid because you're insured as a learner driver, aren't you? So you might not be qualified to drive home on your car insurance. So bear that in mind. So make sure you've spoke to your insurance company and you said to them, well, I've just got a supervisor here that they're going to drive me home, and they say, yeah, it's fine. You know, so if you do pass, let your supervisor, the person next to you, drive you home. Okay. Good luck on the driving test, and I hope this quick video for people who are taking their own driving test in their own car helps you. If it does, excellent. Safe driving and good luck on that driving test.